Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hi again. So this is my channel. I love to do all types of DIYs. I love to make Dollar Tree DIYs. I love to do thrift flips, and I also absolutely love to make wreaths. So if you like what you see here, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button. I would love to have you. Also leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think, and give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Pinterest and on Facebook. And also, I do have a wreath shop. It's called Krista's Wreath Designs. I will have all those links down below. Also, today is all about patriotic DIYs, and our host is Teresa B from Teresa B Designs. And also, she is having a fundraiser for the Fisher House. This is a really great cause. It's to help military families. So I will have that link down below as well if you'd like to contribute. Or you can go watch Teresa because a lot of her funds are going towards that as well from her video. So today, DIY number 1, that is our stars here. I got these $3 pack of stars from Target, and also some of those picks that you saw there I got from last year from Hobby Lobby, and those are the paints I'm going to be using. So first I'm using the lacquer by oh my god, Waverly. Oh my god, sorry guys. And I'm going to paint one of the stars in red, and then the other one I'm going to do in blue. This did come with 3 packs of stars, but I'm not going to use the other star because I'm going to use this white one that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. And it's already all done, so all I have to do is just stress it a little bit because I love that look. So I'm just using some Antique Wax by Waverly, and I'm going to highlight the edges a little bit with my Distress little stencil brush from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just dabbing it on the edges, and as you can see, it's making it a little bit darker. It's going to give you that rustic look, which I absolutely love. So I did the same thing with the red and also with the blue. And then you'll see me come in, and the brush is like barely wet, you guys. It's dry brush. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to very lightly dry brush all 3 of these completely. So on the edges, all the way around, front and back. And then what you're going to see after that is we're going to glue these all together. And I seen one of these at Hobby Lobby, so that's where my inspiration came from. And I figured getting the middle piece like that already has July 4th on it was perfect. And I know you guys have been seeing a lot of patriotic videos, so I was trying to do things a little bit different for you guys. I try to switch it up a little bit, do patriotic, traditional, all that kind of stuff. And I have a really cool one coming up too in a couple days, so keep your eye out for that one. And I'm going to use a little bit of wood glue and my hot glue. This is so that it stays together nice and good and it will not fall apart. So next I'm going to take apart some of these picks. I love the little rustic flag that's on this pick, and then also the little burlap stars. I think they're so cute. So I decided to stick a couple of those on the back, and all I did was lay them down. I took them apart and laid them the way I wanted them, and then I took a piece of felt and I just glued that on top. So this way they stay down, they're glued, and they're not going to go anywhere. And it kind of covers up, you know, the picks in the back, which nobody's going to see anyways because this will go like up on my shelf against the wall, so you won't see the back. And then I did the same thing with the flag, and then I put some more of those stars on the other side as well. And that was it for this DIY, you guys. Super cute. I love the way this turned out, and it was inexpensive. High-end, yet so cute. So here it is sitting on my one of my little shelves. So like I said, this is all about patriotic DIYs. So that is what we are doing today. Also, like I said, don't forget to check out the Fisher House. It helps out military families. It's really a good cause. And I'm going to have a whole playlist down below of everybody who is participating in this today. So make sure you check out everyone as well, besides Teresa too. Okay, so my next DIY, I took that box from the Dollar Tree, this sign from the Dollar Tree, Klingon, whatever you call them, window clings, and some of those flowers I had left over from last year from Patriotic. I believe I got them like 80% off at the end of the season, so always check out your local, craft stores, because they always put everything on sale at the end of the season. And it's great to use for the following year. So the first thing I did is I took one of these crate boxes and I painted it white with white Waverly chalk paint. And now you see me going in with my stencil brush, and I'm just dry brushing and rubbing, and I'm just going to do that all the way around the box, except for the back, because of course that's going to be glued against our little sign in a minute. And those signs from the Dollar Tree were great because you don't have to do any of this distressing. They already look weathered and old, and that's what I like about them. So then I just went in with my stencil brush and I really dry brushed the whole thing just to kind of make it all even, distributed evenly on the sides and everything. And then I'm going to come in with my sander and I'm going to smooth everything out and make it look more realistic and not so dark. So then what I did is I took one of these banners. They come in a pack. They're paper from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use the star one, and I'm going to cut it a piece out, and I'm going to put it behind the star on our sign here. And I thought that would give it a nice little touch. And this came out super cute. I'm going to put this out in my front doorway so people will see it when they come in or come to the door. And I have a hangover, so it's going to be fine outside in the weather and everything. And I'm leaving in Florida, so as long as there ain't a hurricane coming, we'll be good to go. So then I'm going to come in with my glue stick, because this is really thin paper, so the glue stick's just fine. Didn't need a Mod Podge. And I just stick that on the back. And be careful not to poke a hole because of that star. And then I just rubbed it down real good. And there's that. And then I took this little Klingon piece that was on one of the pictures, and it's just Home of the Brave. And I'm going to put down some Mod Podge. I love these window clings. They come in so handy, you guys, when you need a sign or something to put on. And it just makes everything better. They're just so easy to use and so versatile. So then what I did is I found this ribbon at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if you guys have seen this ribbon yet, but I like it. It looks rustic, and I love it. So, oh, sorry, that's my dog. He's so old, you guys. You okay? And then I just glued the ribbon around the crate, and it was perfect. So I thought they gave it a nice little touch, too. And I like the red and the white on this ribbon. So it just looks like it's worn out, and I like that. So if you find this ribbon, pick it up. They had all different colors too. So I think they had a navy blue one as well. So the way I'm going to glue this down is, because it's going to be outside of my front porch, I want to make sure it stays stuck. So I'm using some wood glue, Gorilla Glue, and also my Gorilla Glue sticks from my hot glue gun. And I'm going to glue that to the bottom of our sign, like so. And then I had this bow left over that I made a while back, and I was going to use it for something else, and I never used it. So I decided to stick that on top just to give it a little more decorative, patriotic look. And now I'm going to take some of these floral picks that I said that I got at the end of the year last year when Memorial Day and all that was all said and done, and it was on sale. So I took those and I just started sticking them down in there, and I used some red, some white, and some blues, and all different kinds of flowers. And I just stuck them down, and once I got it nice and full the way I liked it, that was really it for this DIY. And this came out super cute, and it was super inexpensive. So I absolutely love how this turned out. And I hope you guys like it too. But these flowers are really nice. I believe I got these at Michael's actually at the end of the season, and my foam came out, and I'm like, oops, I forgot to glue that down. So I stuck some hot glue down there, and there it is, you guys. Isn't it cute? I love it. And I love that ribbon on the bottom. Oh, yeah, and then I found a couple more of these little Klingon stars, so I just stuck a couple down around the sign just to give it a little more touch. And there you go, you guys. All done. I love the way this one turned out, but you guys got to let me know what you think down below in the comments. So this is DIY number 3. So now this one, I took all these little ribbons because we're going to make a fussy bow with that. Not fussy, I mean messy bow. One of those USA color things, one of those signs from the Dollar Tree, and one of those, these are like those sticky wallpaper things from the Dollar Tree. I don't even know what you call them, but I took it apart, and this doesn't have glass on it or anything. And I just took that off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some of this Ocean Color by Waverly. And what I'm doing is I'm going to dry brush the whole frame. Now this is already, looks like it's weathered, the outside of this frame. So I didn't have to do a real lot, but I ended up doing a lot. I don't know why, but I just kept playing with it, and I got it to where I wanted it. And this is how you do with any type of painting or dry brushing. Just take your time, keep going over it, keep figuring out what you're looking for, and when you get it there, then it's perfect. And that's all I do. So once I got it, now it's like really blue. So now I'm like, okay, and I got to tone this down now. So now I go back in with some Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm dry brushing that on top of the blue now. And I am drying in between. I use my little heat gun to dry it in between because I don't like waiting for things to dry. So I like to get stuff done quickly. Especially with 6 kids, I have to. So then what I did is I came in with the plaster and I went over that. And then I started like, okay, this looks really good. I wanted it to look really weathered, worn, like it's been outside and it's old. And that's what I got it to. And that's what I like. But you guys do you. I mean, this is just what I like. And then I just took the backing of that, which is just cardboard. And I just traced a piece out of this wallpaper stuff from the Dollar Tree. And I just cut that out. And then I'm going to stick it down on there on the little cardboard piece. And this is really nice, these pieces, because you don't have to use Mod Podge. So much easier, right? And then I stuck it back in and put my little things down so it would stay. And then I turned it around and there it is. And then what I did is I went on to my little United States. Now this was a color, it's one of those things that comes with the markers or the paints from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just using the USA map of the USA. And then I'm taking one of these, I had these from last year, these napkins, and they're probably going to last me another year. Honestly, this is how long these have gone. And I'm just going to use some Mod Podge, and I'm going to Mod Podge this napkin onto our little United States here, wooden piece. And once I did a generous amount of Mod Podge. So now you see the little corner, I can't get that corner, right? So what I did is once I got it all down, I just took a little pieces from the bottom and I just stuck them up top and covered that spot up there. And you can't even tell that I did it. And then I just cut off the excess. I just went around and cut off the excess. And then I learned this new trick and I absolutely love it, which you'll see in a second. First I did the little star. I had a wooden star too that I'm going to be using for my bow. So for the center of my bow. So I also Mod Podged that with a piece of the napkin. And then I just cut off the excess. And then I cleaned up my area. And then what I do is I come in with one of these long lighters from the Dollar Tree. And it burns perfectly, you guys. I love doing this. But be very careful. You don't burn yourself, please. Know that I said be very careful. And it does just burn the part until it gets up to the Mod Podge, and then it stops. And it just burns it so evenly and perfectly, and I love it. Works out awesome. So then what I did is I came in with my dry brush again, and I just dry brushed the edges a little bit to make, it stand out a little bit from the background. And I did that all the way around the whole thing. And then I also dry brushed the top as well. And then I also dry brushed the actual wallpaper, okay? So it looked a little old. And then I took these 2 extra little pieces of cardboard that I had because I wanted it to stick up a little bit off of the frame. So I just stuck those down and then I just glued everything down. And that's it for that part of it. And then what I did is I came in with some of my ribbons, and I'm just going to make a messy bow. And all I do is I crisscross them. You can just crisscross them any way you want. And then once you get them all crisscrossed, I usually use a zip tie, or I'll tie it with my twine, whatever you want to use. I love using a zip tie because it's just very simple to do with a zip tie, and I had a red one, so it matched. So I just did a zip tie, and then what I did is I took that little star, wooden star that I made, and I stuck that down in the center, and now I'm just going to stick it on the top of my little frame. And that's it, you guys. That's it for this DIY, and I love the way this turned out too. It looks, look at how old it looks. I love that. And you can still see the states underneath there, and I wanted that. I wanted you to be able to still see the states. That's why I didn't paint it underneath. Okay, so then I had these 3 stars that I got, I think, at Michael's, and then I got these ribbons that were already all nice for me and ready to go. And then I took another one of those signs, only we're gonna cut this sign, and what I did is I took it out and I cut it, and I cut the star off the top of it. And now these wooden stars I got at Michael's at the end of last year as well, and I used them up. And now I'm going to use them for these, and what I did is I'm going to paint them red, white, and blue, of course. So I'm using the white chalk paint by Waverly. Next, I'm going to do the red, which is the lacquer by Waverly, and then the ocean by Waverly. And we're just going to, I'm just going to paint all of those. Sorry, guys. My dog is driving me nuts. He's so old, and he, like, doesn't know what he wants to do, the poor thing. He, like, I have to pick him up to put him on the bed, and, oh, I hope he has a few more years. But, yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing the same thing I did in the other ones, is I'm just taking my paintbrush and I'm just dry brushing the edges of the stars, and I'm doing it all around the edges again, and then I just, you know, distress everything, make it look rustic, because that's the theme here that I'm going for. And once I get it all nice and you know, dry brushed in the way I like it, then we're going to glue them on to that sign. And those signs, I mean, I bought a few of them because they come in so handy, you guys. You could do so much with them signs. I mean, they don't just have to be patriotic, you know. You can use them for anything, really. And I did go around the little star, too, in the center of these. And I really like these cutouts. I didn't see them this year, though, at Michael's, so I guess I won't be able to pick any up. But I do like them a lot. I don't know. There wasn't that much this year, it seemed like, in the craft stores. It just, I mean, I've been going in, like, all the time, and, like, there's just not a lot to me this time. So then what I did is I took some of my glue with my glue gun, and I'm just going to glue everything down. And I just eyeballed this. I didn't center it perfectly, but they did turn out pretty centered to me. I think they turned out okay. And I did each one. And then you're going to see me come in with those ribbons. Now, those ribbons were, right now, I think I got them 50% off at Michael's. They're probably going to go down to 60, but I wasn't sure if any of these were going to be left. But they're already a mixed thing of ribbons. And I used only a few pieces of them, and I still have a lot left. So it only cost me $5 for all of them with 50% off. And what I did is I just figured out how many I wanted. I cut it to the length I needed, and I was able to use it for all 3. So one long strand of these, and I don't know how long they are, but one long strand of them I was able to cut into 3. So there you go. And then I took some more that were bulkier, like bigger ribbons that were thicker, and I stuck those down as well, just because it just looked like it was too thin, and I wanted a little bit more. So that's what I did. And then to keep these together, it was just so much easier for me to take a rubber band. So I have like these little rubber bands that you get at the Dollar Tree or wherever. And I just tied them together at the top with those tiny rubber bands. They were red. And I just stuck them on the top just to keep them together. It just made it easier for me to mess around with them and stuff. So I just made sure they were even at the bottom and the top. And then I just tied them together and then put them down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of felt and I'm going to glue them on the back, and I try to center them where that star was. So before I turned it over, I made sure it was centered, and I just held it and turned it over, and then I just glued it down. See, like that. And I did the same thing with the other 2. Then I wanted to make a hanger, so I used some of my twine, and these beads were already made white. You could get them at Hobby Lobby when they're 50% off. I buy them all the time. And I just glued a little string of beads for my hanger. And that's it. That's it, you guys. So here it is hanging up on my door. I think it came out so cute. You guys gotta let me know what you think. Make sure you check everyone else out. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you all again soon. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.